Check it. It's like, come on, y'all, get live, get down. Check it. It's like, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Get live. Get down.
Welcome to the C.314 tutorial. Sporting a new attitude and a fresh modern look, the C.314 is a tabletop CD player loaded with features and innovation, giving club and mobile DJs a complete, powerful, yet simple tool to mix, create, and perform at their best. Designed for DJs who want to play and scratch CDs just like vinyl, our flagship tabletop CD player features a large, touch-sensitive jog wheel, making it possible to mix, scratch, and beat juggle, just like using a turntable. An easy-to-read blue LCD display with track position marker, along with adjustable pitch range, key lock, pitch bend, and reliable anti-shock playback with auto cue and instant playback offer even more control and flexibility. The C.314 even goes a step further by adding MP3 playback, onboard sampling with 4 trigger buttons, cue memory, seamless looping, 7 high-quality DSP effects, and a SPDIF digital output, expanding your creative possibilities beyond that of traditional turntables. Thoughtfully designed and engineered to give you the most intuitive and instinctual experience possible, the C.314 delivers all these features in a logical layout with quality components, all at an affordable price. We're proud to bring you the new look, feel, and sound of Stanton. Browsing allows you to browse the tracks on your CD without actually selecting each one as you go down the list, just like an MP3 player. With this function active, turn the encoder to browse and push the encoder to select. This function works with both MP3 and audio discs. Queuing is the action of preparing tracks for playback. When the cue button is pressed, playback returns to the cue point and enters pause mode. Playback can also be resumed from cue mode by pressing the play pause while holding the cue button. This same action can be performed on the memory pads. You can also access queuing functions using the jog wheel. During playback in vinyl mode, touch the platter and press the cue button to set a new cue point. The unit will enter pause cue mode. During pause, use the jog wheel to find the right cue point. In CD mode, the unit will repeat the same frame over and over, creating a stutter effect. This function is called frame search. While the cue button is flashing, press it to select the cue point. In vinyl mode, the platter will act just like a turntable. In addition to cue points, the memory pads are used to store and recall loops and samples as well. Once the loop is created, press the save button followed by the pad on which to save the loop. Any loop or cue point can be played back as a sample using the pads by activating the sampler. During playback, set the start point of the loop by pressing the in button at the desired point in time. Set the end point of the loop by pressing the out button at the desired point in time. Playback will immediately return to the previously set in point and play to the out point, creating a seamless loop without interruption. To exit the loop, press the out button again. When the music reaches the out point, it will play through it instead of looping back to the in point. To replay or re-enter the loop, press the reloop button. The loop can be re-triggered by pressing the reloop button. Press the out button to exit the loop again. Once a seamless loop is created, the out point can be changed. Hold down the loop out button until the time position shows at the bottom of the display. Turn the wheel to the desired out point. Press the loop out again to save the new point and exit the mode, or press reloop to exit and return to the previous out point. The onboard sampler simply uses cue points and loops and plays them back from the internal memory independently of the audio from the disc. Once cue points or loops are stored to one or more of the memory pads, pressing the sampler button will engage the sampler mode. Once you have more than one pad loaded with a cue or loop, samples can be sequenced and played back in succession in the order that you choose. This works like any ordinary step sequencer, meaning that samples are sequenced offline, so it does not matter how quickly you trigger the samples. It will play the entire sample, then move to the next one seamlessly. With the sampler engaged, press the record button in the sampler sequencer section and it will light red. Press the pads in the desired sequence. Up to 12 steps can be stored and empty pads will not be recorded. If you are recording less than 12 steps, press record again to end the sequencing. Press the play button in the sampler sequencer section and the sequence will play. Press mode to switch between sample or loop mode. Sample will play the sequence once, then end. Loop mode will continue to play the sequence over and over until the sample mode is disabled. The sampler sequencer feature works in cue, play, or pause modes. Sample mode has two functions. When playing a sample from the memory pads, the sample will stop playing as soon as the pad is released. Sample mode also means the sample sequencer will play through the sequence once and end. When in loop mode, both samples and sequences will play continuously until the sample mode is disabled. The clear button, and while it is flashing, press the pads you wish to clear and those will flash red. Press clear once more to complete the process and the pad lights will now turn off, letting you know that there is no information stored in them.